light off. I'm trying to do this quickly. I was reviewing a beer tonight, and it made me think of some stuff that I haven't talked about. Well, I reviewed two beers tonight, and it made me think of some stuff I haven't talked about in a while. I haven't done a true heart to heart in a while. I mean, I talked about my experience in the north and everything else. Yeah, yeah, but I haven't really gone into detail in a while about things. And again, tonight's reviews just made me think about it. And when I think about it, I decide that maybe we should talk about it. So a I was reviewing a beer. I was reviewing two beers, right? I was reviewing a strawberry rhubarb beer. And I mean, I find that myself, my what I say and how I act gets a little odd when I'm doing strawberry rhubarb beers. And I thought I would get into it. I didn't really think I would talk about it ever, but I thought maybe we should, right? So when it comes to beer, and it comes to the strawberry rhubarb beers, I am very affected by those beers. And I'm affected by those because no matter where I lived, my mother always had rhubarb growing. And she would pick it fresh. She would eat it right, like she would pick it and just chew on the root that wasn't poisonous. Um, and she would always make rhubarb pie. Always make rhubarb pie. And she would make a strawberry rhubarb pie at that as well. She would usually have when we were in Brayside, we had strawberry bushes and we had the rhubarb patch. There's a lot of food in my life that I don't eat because of my childhood and what was forced onto me and what was pushed onto me and everything like that. But one of the things that always happened. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where certain things are in comparison behind me on the video. One of the things that always happened was we would always make a rhubarb pie anytime there was a family meal or there was a celebration or anything like that. Rhubarb pie would be made. I didn't like it. I didn't, and it would always be put in front of me, even if I asked not to have it, and I'd be like, "No, thank you. I don't particularly enjoy it, or I'm full." It would be put in front of me, and if I didn't eat it, I would be grounded and I would be assaulted. Um, Sometimes it was full on abuse. Sometimes it was a smack in the back of the head. Sometimes it was taking your face and dropping it into the pie to make you try and eat it. And it happened every single one of these specialty meals. So I have a I have a disdain for rhubarb. Like I have a disdain for fish. I mean, we would always get fish sticks. We would get served fish sticks every Friday night. My mother would have pizza with whoever she was married to or dating at the time. Her kids would have fish sticks and French fries, um, or fried. I can't eat bologna, fried bologna all the time, or mock chicken sandwich. Like, there's so many things that I can't touch because of my childhood. But the one thing that really bothered me was being assaulted for not liking something and not wanting it. So, if you ever notice me doing a strawberry rhubarb beer, or a strawberry beer, or a rhubarb beer, and I get a little quiet and weirded out during the review, that's kind of why. It was something that happened, and glad to hear it. And I mean, I don't know how long you've watched, but I've done heart to hearts often, and it's basically heart to hearts are my more talking about life type of videos and things that have happened. But anytime I do a beer with those flavors in it, I go I go kind of quiet. And I brought this up because when I post this review, I actually talked about this in this review. And yeah, it's just one of those things that's just it'll always sit with me. And it's one of the reasons, like, you would get, we didn't have money growing up. I don't have money now, but we didn't have money growing up. And it was one of those things where it happened and you would get blamed for wasting food and everything. And so, I mean, look at me now, right? I'm big and fat now. I don't waste food. My kids don't eat it. I'm going to eat it. Food isn't getting wasted. Um, Probably something that isn't great, but it is what it is, and I'm working on it. But so yeah, with that, it was just one of those things. I always enjoyed your videos. Yeah, like I said, we always had the rhubarb. We always had the straw. I've never liked either. Now that I'm older, I can accept the flavor of rhubarb. I still don't like it because my paradigm of it, as soon as I taste it, is I remember my childhood, and I don't like that. My wife gets angry with me every once in a while because I don't eat strawberries. She buys them. She's asked me why I don't eat them. I don't know why I haven't opened up to her, because my wife knows basically everything that's ever happened to me. My wife, we went to high school together. My wife has a psychology degree. My wife has so many. She's a smart woman. She's a caring woman, as much as she doesn't always seem that way. Uh, I love the lady, and I love her so much, and I've loved her since she was in grade 10, and just didn't say anything to her. It took us 18 years to end up together. And I don't know why I don't admit to her where I am or why I'm the way I am about certain things, but I don't. I don't. Um, but that's where I am. So if you see me, and I don't know if this is the fad now or if it's just because of where I am, but this strawberry rhubarb flavor seems to be pretty big in Saskatchewan. I've had about 7 or 8 beers now that were strawberry rhubarb flavored, and every one of them hits me a little harder, and I kind of stop, and I realize when I'm watching the video afterwards, I'm like, yeah, that's not me, because I've had a lot of people talk about how much happier I seem since I've left the Arctic, and how much more energetic I am, and everything else. So I just wanted you to know it's not anything bad. I'm not going back down the same road I was in when I was in the Arctic. It's just, it reminds me of things. It reminds me of the things that put me in that spot to begin with. Sask is lucky to get the Rhino. I still watch the old reviews. Him and his crew. Change. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk about, and this is something I haven't talked about much. I have two brothers. Well, they're half brothers. They're different fathers, but they're brothers, right? All the way to the fact that Braith is my kid. Braith has a different father. I'm not her father. She's my kid. Um, it was Better Brother Brewing, and this one hit me hard too. And I'm doing the heart to heart before these videos go live. I've recorded them tonight. Um, And I mean, as most of you know, I usually post 1 or 2 videos a day, and I go back and forth. Like the oldest video recorded to the newest video recorded. I drop back and forth, so you always see my shirt change and everything. This wasn't the shirt I was wearing tonight. This was the shirt I wore to make my wife happy. But this one hit me hard too, and this one hit me hard because I do have the two half brothers. I have not talked to either of them in quite some time. Um, I just started talking to my brother Cody, who is the middle child. I just started talking to Cody in the last year and a half. We met up the last time I was out of the Arctic in Ontario. We met up for the first time in like a decade and a half. Um, I took a lot of the brunt of my mother's abuse, and I took it so that they didn't take it. Cody was old enough to see that I was taking it. Kyle wasn't. Um, I've tried to talk to Kyle. I ran away from home. I didn't run away from home, but when I say I ran away from home, I mean I left and I didn't look back. And I did that at 18, 19. I left home before that, and then I came back to try and protect my brothers, and then I left home, and I came back, and I left home, and I came back. But about 18 or 19, I left for good. It would have been 19 that I went off to university. And I never looked back. I got married to somebody I shouldn't have, because the woman I loved and had my heart is sitting upstairs right now. And I met her while I was there. But I left and I didn't look back. And it was something that was hard to do because I loved my brothers. And again, Cody was old enough to see that I was taking a brunt of the abuse. Kyle was young. Cody is what, 5 years younger than me? Kyle would have been like 8 or 9 when I left. So he was just starting to really form a lot of memories and everything. And I talk to Cody now. I do. I don't talk to Kyle. I've tried to talk to Kyle. Kyle wants nothing to do with me, because Kyle still, thinks that I'm the worst thing in the world, and that's something that his mother put into him. So this beer hit me hard because, to Kyle, Cody's the better brother, and to Cody, Kyle might be the better brother, but there doesn't need to be a better brother. It's just the name of this beer hit me, and I did kind of talk about things in that video too that are pretty heavy. So I like to, if I know that something heavy is coming out, I like to make sure that people know what's going on. What the hell do we have going on here? That's great, Mr. Perfect. Matt, fuck. What are you doing, buddy? I love you, buddy. What the fuck? What the fuck? I do. I love you. Thank you very much. I can't post that or anything. I'm on my phone right now. And I'm trying to be somewhat quick. I just wanted to get into this. And none of this is woe is me stories or anything. It's just talking, because I know a lot of people watch the show and watch the channel and all that, and I've been told a lot that I've helped people and all that. So it's one of those, hey, this happens to us too. This happens to me too. This is something that has happened. Let's talk about it. And yeah, I love you, Matt. I really have to get out your way. I have to get out your way for a lot of reasons. I would love to rekindle something with Nick. I don't know if I'll ever be allowed to rekindle something with Nick. I love Nick. I do. I've always liked Nick. But we talked on the last live stream about why I don't talk to Nick right now. And I mean, I've heard from Guy that Nick wants to talk to me, but he doesn't think he's allowed to talk to me. That's where we're at. He doesn't think he's allowed to talk to me. We're in our 40s. It's sick to hear that from somebody. And I mean, that's the thing, right? I'm turning 42 this year. My brothers are in their 30s. One of them I haven't talked to in 20 years, and the other one I've talked to for the first time in almost 20 years last year. He has his own child now, and he's married with other children that he, like me, counts as his own. I'm happy for the guy. We talk off. Well, I shouldn't say we talk as often as we should. Maybe once a month. I mean, time just flies by, and I don't, because I was alone for so long, I don't even realize how much time flies by. I mean, there's guys that I still converse with from the old group in the basement that I just don't converse with as much as I should. And that bothers me too. Like I always thought I was a better friend than I am, but apparently I'm not. But I try. This live stream was basically just to talk about this stuff. I wanted to talk more, but I have to take my dogs for a walk. Tomorrow is the second episode of Interview with a Rhino, with me and Chris. So hopefully people tune in. Next Saturday will be another hangout. So if anyone wants to join the hangout, let me know. You're more than welcome to join. I get done work next week at 4 p.m. on Saturday. So if you're in Ontario, that's 6 p.m. So by the time I get home, have dinner, walk the dog, spend some time with the kids, I should be able to get online next week by 8 p.m. Ontario time, which I believe is 9 p.m. Maritime time. So if anyone wants to join, you're more than welcome to. Yeah. I mean, I tomorrow I need to call my grandmother, but she'll probably be at my aunt's house. My aunt won't let my grandmother talk to me because I am the worst thing in the world because I got divorced. So it is what it is. Maybe that'll be the next heart to heart. My family trying to alienate me from my grandmother. Um, and she's an old, mean Irish lady. You don't want to try to alienate her from anybody. Um, yeah, okay, so I gotta go upstairs. What am I doing for work these days? I'm an assistant store manager. I'm not going to say the store because, it's not a store that would be appreciative of the things I talk about or the things I do. I don't make nearly enough money. I'm still trying to find a part-time job. I was actually talking to my wife yesterday and today about it. I'm like, look, I've spent so much time walking this city trying to find a part-time job or a better job and nothing's coming through. I I really should just stop trying and start working on myself, walking the dogs, working out again, just working on myself and see what happens. These guys had a job posted that pays as much as the other job I was trying to get. These guys are right up the street from me, so I did apply to that. I probably won't hear anything from it because all these breweries seem to be a big thing with nepotism. When I applied for the Rebellion job, it went to somebody's sister who had absolutely no experience. I had everything that job wanted. I had bar management experience. I had event planning experience. I had brewing. I had everything they wanted. I even helped them. The things I suggested to them in the interview, they're doing now, but I didn't get the job. The sister who had nothing to do with anything did. And I've talked to their brewmaster. I talked to their brewmaster today, and he was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I really hope you get the job because I know who you are. You helped me greatly, but I think it's going to this person's sister or brother." I'm like, "That's great." And then any other job other than what's in the brewing industry, I don't get because I can't drive. So it is what it is. Anyway, I have to go watch a movie with my family. I just wanted to talk about this stuff. We will probably touch more into this. Maybe I'll do an offline heart to heart where I can really say everything. And yeah, we'll see where that goes. I should pour pints part time. I I've tried that too. Nobody wants it at the moment. Um, but yeah, thank you guys. Again, tomorrow's episode 2 of Interview with a Rhino. People seem to like it last time, so hopefully more people tune in. It'll be between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Ontario time. So depending on where in the world you are, 5 p.m. Saskatchewan, 6 p.m. Manitoba, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. New Brunswick time. So hopefully people can join. And then the week after that, we will do the next hangout. So all of you, when we do the hangout, when we do the drunken hangout, as people know, all we do is shoot the shit. You're more than welcome to join. You're more than, as long as you have a camera and some headphones or even a phone and headphones, you can join. You just need to let me know and I can get you the link. But that won't be this Saturday. That'll be next Saturday. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go spend a few hours with the kids. Bye bye. You got to stop when I hit the X.